Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Juan Londoño and today's topic is really cool. We're going to discuss a quote from a photographer from our past, Imogen Cunningham. When we are typically asked as photographers, which of your images that you took yourself is your favorite, many times what we'll do is we'll go, and you start thinking about which is that image that you really like, right? Many of us have a favorite image. Some of us classify that image favorite because it was challenging. Maybe it was a picture that was really challenging to take. We had to hike, or it was extremely cold and it was difficult to take. We pushed our gear to its limits, right? That's another reason it may be classified as one of our favorite shots. Maybe it's a photograph that brings back a fond memory, maybe of somebody that we really cared about, or a beautiful vacation that we took, or just a trip that was breathtaking, or just a subject that is really difficult to photograph, maybe right back to the challenge. Or maybe it's something, our favorite picture, our favorite photograph is something that's just exceptionally beautiful. Whether that be a flower or a person that's just breathtaking, that we're privileged enough to photograph, right? Because we're not always privileged to photograph somebody that beautiful. Maybe it was just a breathtaking architecture, right? Something like that that classifies a picture as favorite. But Imogen Cunningham, and you should look her up, she was a really, really interesting photographer. She specialized in nudes, plants, flowers, and some architecture as well. But she had the privilege of working with Frida Kahlo, and did a portrait of Frida Kahlo that became very famous. So check her out, pretty interesting person. But Imogen Cunningham said it best. And she said, which photograph is my favorite? Well, the one I'm going to take tomorrow. And that's why this is a Photo Philosophy Friday topic, because it's a really cool topic. It's gonna push our brain a little further. Let's talk about that. So this is a very, very deep and powerful quote on so many levels. And here's the reason. One of the main reasons that this quote is so powerful is because it pushes us to grow. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when we believe that our next photograph is going to be our best photograph, then we're already thinking about how are we going to make that happen? What do we have to do to get there? What equipment do we need to save up for? What do we need to learn to do these days on a computer, right? What money do we need to save up to go somewhere, right? Somewhere spectacular that we saw, on a video or on the computer. But at the end of it, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have this tendency to push ourselves because we know that next photograph is going to be our favorite. It's going to be better than what we've taken so far. Number two, another reason, and this breaks up into many little categories, another reason this quote is so powerful is because when you say and when you have the mindset where you're telling yourself that your next photograph is going to be your best photograph, in a way, and I'm not sure if this is good or bad because I'm not here to judge, in a way it's like saying, I'm not happy with anything I've done today. I mean, people will argue with me and say, well, that doesn't mean that. It just means your best one will be tomorrow. Yeah, to some degree. But if I'm already thinking that my best photograph is a day after today, that means I'm not really happy with what I have. I mean, we can argue that till, the cows come home, right? That's why it's a photo philosophy topic. And put in your comments what you think. But that's why I said that I don't know if it's good or bad, because by thinking that tomorrow my pictures are going to be better than today, and my favorite picture is going to be tomorrow, it means I'm just not happy with what I have right now. And that's just going to push me further. It's very important to celebrate accomplishments. And I'll be the first one to tell you that if you go out there and you do anything great with your camera and you come home and you're happy when you look at those pictures, celebrate that. Drink a beer, a glass of wine, go celebrate with your friends. Heck, it's worth it, right? You took that trip, or maybe you went to another city, you came back and you're so happy that your pictures came out great. Don't just sit there, edit them and smile. Toast, even if it's to yourself, right? But let's face it, let's be honest with each other here. Not every picture we take is worth celebrating. And that's where I go to the fact that Imogen Cunningham even says it, our better photographs are going to happen tomorrow. Back to that dissatisfaction that I said, right? That if we're thinking about photography, our photograph being our best photograph tomorrow, that meaning that we're not really happy with our work today. What I want to point out about that is dissatisfaction has a very powerful influence over us. Point number one was that, yes, it pushes us a little further, right? Knowing that we're planning to take our best picture tomorrow, our best photograph tomorrow. But this is a step further. This is a little more powerful because we're not just happy with what we did today, but we think our best picture is tomorrow. No. We're not happy with what we did today. And tomorrow our picture has to be good and it has to be our best. That fuels us even further. That might mean that we're going to look at other photographers, we're going to buy magazines, we're going to get ideas before we take that trip. And that's not always a bad thing. So what I'm saying, and I know this is a liberty I'm taking, it's kind of my channel, so I'm doing this, right? I'm not being rude when I say that. It's my channel, so these are my thoughts, right? I'm babbling. And that's why I want you to give me some feedback to let me know how crazy I am, or if you think I'm, on the mark here. But and I wrote it down, right? In this case, we think that our current work sucks. And we embrace the future to make it better. But perhaps the most important reason why this quote is so powerful, reason number 3, and that is the power of hope. If we're not happy with any of our pictures, or forget our pictures, with the way photography is going for us right now, because it happens, we go into slumps, right? Artists go into slumps. Everybody does. Anybody creative does. Writers do, right? You've heard of writer's block. Well, if we're not happy with our photography or the way our photography is headed or going currently, then there's always hope when you're thinking that tomorrow your best picture is going to be taken. If you love history like I do and many people, right? I hated it when I was in school, but I love it now. Then you've probably studied some of the revolutions in the world. And the French had three revolutions. Most countries had one. And most people, when you read, will tell you, right, authors, and you're led to believe that it's because of hunger and poverty, and yeah, to some degree. But I think the main reason, what throws people over the hump, because they were hungry and poor for a long time, what throws people over that hump is when they lose hope, in my opinion, right, from studying history. And so many of the wars, if you look at Germany after World War I, it was devastated by what the West did to it as punishment for having initiated World War I. And they were punished back into the Stone Ages to the point where they lost complete hope. And what did they do? They built up and initiated another war, right? So that's what happens when you push people. Not only do you push them, but then you remove their hope. So this was a short video, but I just wanted to cover Imogen Cunningham's quote because I think it's beautiful and it's powerful. Let quotes like this inspire you, right? What does it mean for you? Not just in photography. What does it mean that your best work is going to be tomorrow? In your current job, what does that mean? What does it mean with your family? With what you've done, for example, in 2021? What does it mean for 2022? If you're watching this 5 years from now, the year that you just had, the past 365 days, the work that you did with your family, did you spend enough time with them? Did you give them enough love? Did you give them enough time, attention? So, is your next year going to be your best year? I hope it is. I hope that your next year, I hope that your next day, I hope that your next week is better than all the previous ones. My bird agrees, and my bird wishes you well too. So as always, from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. Please take care of yourselves. On these videos lately, I've been forgetting to drink my water. Please, I hope you're drinking your water or whatever beverage you enjoy. Stay healthy. Please take care of yourselves, and we will catch up in the next video. Ciao for now. Alright, is it gonna recognize my face? Is it gonna recognize my face? What's going on, dude? Oh my gosh. I'm tracking. Huh. That's interesting. It's not recognizing my face. Okay. Well, let's do our best. At least it recognizes my hand. All right, cool. Cool beans. We are done with another video.